Title: I'm taking a 2-week break from our marriage, as my therapist advised, and going on a trip with another man. When I come back, our marriage will be even stronger than before. My wife shocked me with these words. Start: the words hit me like glass against bone. I was leaning over the kitchen counter, the morning light slicing through the blinds, and she said it like it was casual, like she hadn't just detonated my world in a single sentence. I'm taking a 2-week break, going on a trip with another man. She smiled, as if the betrayal were a gift. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I smiled back, calm, controlled. Inside, a storm was forming, but outside, I was ice. We'd built a life that looked perfect to everyone else. 10 years of mornings wrapped in coffee steam, late-night talks, shared secrets, whispered dreams. I had trusted her with the parts of me I hadn't shown anyone. And now she spat in the face of every memory, every laugh, every kiss. I replayed our last 6 months in my head. The dinners she had to work late, the texts she brushed off as from clients, the sudden interest in yoga retreats, exotic travel, spontaneous getaways. I had noticed, yes, but love, stupid, blind love, whispered that she deserved space, that I was overthinking. Until I caught her. The smell of her perfume, faint but unmistakable, clung to the driver's seat of a rented black SUV. And the driver, the other man, had left a business card, an arrogant, smiling invitation to a weekend getaway. She thought I hadn't noticed. She thought I wouldn't notice. Pain, sharp and burning, rolled through me. Then clarity. Cold, precise clarity. This wasn't chaos. This was opportunity. I began quietly. I tracked. I waited. Subtle, invisible maneuvers. I monitored the SUV rentals. I noted every one of their weekend excursions. I saved emails, texts, receipts. I even set up a discreet camera at her favorite cafe. Not out of obsession, but because information is power. And I had just been handed the blueprints of her deceit. I smiled again, in that cold, quiet way, when the first domino fell. I waited until the day before her planned return. I invited her closest friends over under the guise of a small dinner. She bragged, unguarded, about the healing trip she had taken, about the man who made her feel alive, how she couldn't wait to come home stronger. Every detail, every laugh, every lie, recorded, photographed, not in a clumsy, obvious way, but in a way that left no room for denial. I didn't confront her yet. No, the real power was in timing. The next morning, I made sure she came home a little early. The driveway was empty except for me. She opened the door, exhausted, a little flushed from travel. And then she saw it, the evidence I'd carefully curated. Texts printed and framed on the coffee table, receipts from every hotel, photos on the wall, even a small binder labeled 2 weeks of fun. Her face went pale. Then she faltered, clutching her stomach. She looked at me with something like fear, something like recognition of the trap. Then she collapsed. I knelt beside her, steady and calm. "Surprise," I said. My voice was low, but it carried the weight of every betrayal. And then I saw it. The test strip clutched in her hand. Pregnant. Not his. Mine. The irony tasted sweet. She had tried to manipulate our marriage, to play a game she thought she could control. But life has a sense of timing. And karma? Well, it has impeccable precision. The fallout was quiet. Friends, family, colleagues, they all watched her struggle with the truth, her carefully constructed lies unraveling in real time. And me? I was everywhere and nowhere. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. The truth was louder than any scream I could have made. She begged, she cried, she tried to negotiate. I listened, calm, collected. I told her nothing, not a word. The silence carried the sentence. And then I began to rebuild. Not with rage, not with bitterness, but with a steady, unstoppable momentum. I secured my assets, arranged support, and prepared for a new chapter where her betrayal was a lesson, not a wound. Every move was calculated, precise, unyielding. When I finally stood over the remnants of her deception, I felt something I hadn't expected. Closure. Real, raw closure. No need for drama. No need for revenge beyond what the truth had delivered. She had played her hand, I had played mine, and the outcome was inevitable. Now, when I see her across a room, I don't see the woman I loved. I see the reflection of her own choices. And that is enough. I am calm, I am strong, I am free. And the knowledge of what I've built, what she destroyed but inadvertently helped me achieve, is a kind of satisfaction that doesn't fade. In the end, betrayal taught me patience. It taught me precision. It taught me how to turn fire into armor. And me, I survived. I thrived. And she learned the cost of underestimating someone who has nothing left to lose but everything to gain.